Hi guys, it's me, Carrie Silver Lining Mena, and I'm totally winging it. I really didn't plan on doing this video until I don't know if it was late last night or early this morning that kind of blended in, um but I feel like I gotta do one last video before the event. And let me back up a bit. And if you remember me saying that I've had a few messages about how if I could just get over my last hurdle, my last surrender, my last fear, whatever it was, then I would see how quickly things fall into place. Well, that happened. And it was that last thing of the persecution. And if you remember, I don't even know if I told the story, but I'm going to go ahead and tell the story again. But I did tell the story about I believe about my mom and that, the shit she gave me online and what the satisfaction I got of pressing that decline button. Well, I created an imaginary decline button because I was not at the end of the persecution at that point. I believe that shit from my mom was just to show me what it looks like when you do press that decline button. So I invented one, and whenever my husband would start, riling me up, I'd look at him and I'd literally reach out and go, decline, and I'd walk away. And it was very frustrating for me because he's pushing every last button I got and he's gaslighting me to the max. He still doesn't think he gaslights, but he doesn't understand what that means. I'm trying to kind of educate him because he doesn't, I don't know. It's hard to change a behavior that you do not recognize in yourself. So I really, like I thought I had to get over it first. And I was really under the impression that I had to get to a place in which I had no more fucks to give, but that's not true. I had to get to a place where I could just calm the fuck down, and then you can go back and readdress what's bothering you. So I got to that place, and again, and he's still pressing my buttons, and I don't engage. I still have and I actually told him one time, I said, I'm working so hard on this, freeing myself of these, huge meltdowns I have. I try so hard to stay calm, and then I flip a switch and I'll lose my fucking shit and I scream and I pound and on whatever surfaces of table, walls, floor, whatever, my own, well, I haven't hurt myself in a long time, but at one point my own body. So I told him, if I'm going to be acting extremely rude to you, and when you're in the middle of some tirade against me, and I'm just going to push my decline button and walk away in the middle, possibly in the middle of your sentence. I'm trying so hard to not engage. So just let me do this for a while until I create these new neural pathways in my brain so that I don't have these tantrums. And, it is rude to walk out in the middle, but at the same time, because I hate it when he does that to me, but at the same time, I feel like he's being abusive. He's not even trying to get a point across. He's just angry and gaslighting at this point. And I feel like so many of our arguments are me trying to teach him and him trying to deflect. And I'm just so fucking sick of it. I mean, 30 years worth. So I don't want to do that anymore. So what do? You do things differently. When the old patterns don't work anymore, you find something else to do. So for me, it is to truly learn how to just walk the fuck away because nothing's going to get solved in that moment anyway. If anything can get solved, it's going to have to be later when we calm down. And so, now that I've calmed down, or when it happens, every single time I go through these phases, hopefully this is the last one, but, when I conquer things, I calm down. And then his true colors really come through. You can really see his bad behaviors, but usually I get so gaslit and riled up that he really can point the finger at me because now I really have behaved badly. And he gets to say, I didn't do anything, it's all you, you're fucking crazy. But when I don't go fucking crazy, you can see the things that he says and does. And so now it's time to work on him. I don't know how long it will take. It was a really hard project for me to work on myself. It could be a long time. And it's going to create problems for us or continue problems for us. But you don't heal from the shit unless you're in the shit. And I get that. So I kind of, even though I hate it, I understand. It's like before I was almost like, bring me another fight, bring me another fight. I want to practice my button. I want to practice my imaginary decline button. And I did it. So, I wrote this post and I was half joking but half serious. I'm just like segueing into my hunt for Simone Biles's house. And it was really just something to do. I would drive in that neighborhood anyway, as I've mentioned. It was my Zen place. It's where I inner work. It's where I listen to music, and I beg the universe. I have Sirius, so when a favorite song pops up, I can find it. And so I beg the universe to bring me my best song so I can get all feely and uh-oh. Hang on a second. Hang on a sec. This is not going to work for me. I'll tell you what's going on in just a sec. Well, I'll tell you right now. Okay, don't let me forget someone's neighborhood. So because I have my fucked up skin still, half of my fingernail, they don't even grow anymore. In fact, last time I like stopped at the last video, my fingernail got stuck in my hair. Okay, there. I just did another press on nail. They're not even like the same colors. They're close enough. I don't even give a shit. But Carrie gave me a whole bag of fingernails that she doesn't need anymore because she's over that shit and I'm not. Anyway, my hands look like such old lady hands without my. I'm self-conscious of that, so I glam them up too. Okay, so Simone's neighborhood. So I had like this personal mission just to give me a reason to still drive around there. I've seen every house, I've seen every street, and I'm kind of bored with it. During the quarantine, I drove every neighborhood in like a 15-mile radius and beyond in some spots. I just enjoy that. I like looking at custom homes and pretty yards and all that stuff. It's nice for me. I like a good Sunday drive any day of the week. So when I found out that Simone lived in my neighborhood, I had renewed interest, and I did go and try to find her house, not realizing that I'd found it a long time ago. Anyway, I wrote a big post or a Medium post in my book about my group about how I found her house and how excited I was. I finally did it. Yay. After like a year of driving around, I finally realized which one it was. And I had driven past it plenty of times before. I just didn't recognize it for what it was. And so after my big elation, I was soon deflated because I was like, well, now what do I do with my life? Now what the fuck do I do? And then soon after, here's the story about how it happened. I shouldn't even bore you with it, but this is me. So I went, there's these eye drops. I forgot what they're called, like Truvity or Trulity or something like that. And you can, they're not new. They're just newly approved in the US. And I wanted to get them. So I looked at all of the eye doctors in the area to find one that would prescribe this because they don't all do it for whatever reason. So I found one and it's just at the Sam's Club by my house. And when I went there, they did a switcheroo on me. I was with a different doctor, not the one I booked with. I can't remember why, but I know that the universe was, working its mysterious ways because this particular doctor was so against prescribing these drops. And what they would do is whether or not you had contact lenses in, it didn't matter. So I could wear my contacts from my distance and put these eye drops in and not need readers. So I was like, yay, free of glasses and the switching and not being able to see because I'm at that place where without my contacts or my glasses, it's like being underwater. It's that blurry. And then but I can see close without any eyeballs. And then when I have contacts in, I need readers, and I have two different prescriptions for lenses, one for distance, one for a little bit of both, and it's not always clear. And it's just all this bullshit. Glasses on, glasses off. No matter what my contacts do, it's a mess. I'm sure plenty of you know what I'm talking about. So I wanted to get these drops and I thought that would solve my problems because remember, I'm in this place of recreating myself. And I wanted to recreate my vision and my need for glasses or not need for glasses. And she told me that there's so many bad things that can happen with this drug that she convinced me to not get it and that instead I should get this surgery called RLE, which I believe stands for RLE, replacement lens exchange. And I guess they take out like your old like natural organic lens and slip in the synthetic one, but it's the one that will last you for forever. You can take it out if you want to, but nobody ever wants to. And like in the future, if you grow cataracts or if you're going to, I mean, I don't think you can know, but the way the doctor spoke, it's almost like you're going to. I don't know. But anyway, I won't need to have cataract surgery because this will replace that, except I'm replacing it, 10 or 20, 30 years early. I don't know when you start getting that shit. But anyway, it will eliminate that. And it only costs $8,000. Insurance doesn't pay for it. So I started Googling because I have friends that, what is it called? It's called like medical tourism or something like that. And, people will go out of the country to go get dental work done or or beauty work done or whatever it is because it's so much cheaper in other places. So there I am typing away researching the best place to get this surgery. And the Czech Republic is the world leaders of this. So I start investigating, and I fly for free. I don't fly in there, but I fly into Germany, and it's just a short train ride away. It's like a 4 or 5 hour train ride from Berlin into Prague, where there's many clinics, and I went through a bunch of them. I was sorry microphone. I was so serious about this. I inquired with many of them, and the one, believe it or not, the one that gave me the best information and the one I went with was this young man named Adam. And I was like, ting, there's my sign. Thank you, Mr. Kanjawa. So I'm all hooked up and connected with Adam, and I got in on this free. It is like $100 or something. It didn't seem like $100. Maybe it's not even real. Maybe everybody gets it, but the first 15 people that book for December surgeries get a free service, which will help you with transfers and help you find a hotel and do all this stuff. So that I got in on that. So I'm staying in this awesome hotel, and they're giving it to me half price because they have a contract with this hospital. It's beautiful. It's called the Panorama Hotel, and I see why, because well, I don't know what floor I'll be on, but if I'm on a high floor, I'll have a beautiful view. And the pool is an indoor pool on one of the high floors, and with beautiful, glass windows to the world. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'll be there on my own. I'll be there for 5 nights because I need to, go back and forth. And I do one eye, then I rest, then I do the other eye, and I rest, and then I get my final exam. So I thought, you know what? If I'm going to go to Germany, I'm going to go and visit my friend Sahar. So I message her and I figure out that she's closer to Frankfurt. And so I set that up and realized later on that now I've pulled myself so far away from Prague that I have to buy a plane ticket to get back over to Prague from where she lives in Germany, which is near Luxembourg. But whatever. I mostly just wanted to make sure I was in Europe and that I was close enough to take a train if I needed to, and that I can kind of get my sleep schedule back. And she's got a little one, so maybe he still naps. So maybe he and I can take naps together. I don't know. But I haven't seen her in I don't know how many years. 5, 6. I'm not quite that many. So I'm really looking forward to seeing my friend. And then I fly over to Prague, and I'm on my own there. I'm only there for 2 days with my friend. I fly to Prague for 5 nights, 6 days, and then I fly over to London where my friend Jane is going to pick me up. And I stay with Jane for a couple days. I'm really looking forward to spending time with her. She's really, really smart. She does that QHHT stuff. And I haven't seen her. Let's see. I think I've seen her one time since I've seen Sahar, but it's been a long time since I've seen Jane too. Then I'm gonna go stay with my friend Tracy. I've never met her in person before, but I did a video with her. She's the one that helped me um, with Layla and tap into her past life and try to understand the eating disorder and all that stuff. And then after that, well, and then Sheila's going to come down, take a train to London and meet me for lunch and cocktails perhaps. She says she's going to take the train, so she won't have to drive. We'll see what happens with that. And anybody else, if you see this video first and you live on that side of the planet and you live in any of those countries, then message me and maybe, just maybe, we can make it happen. Have a big old lunch with people coming in. I love that. I don't know if I'm that popular like I once was. I might be. We'll see. And then afterwards, I'm going to take a train to the Netherlands. I haven't bought that train ticket yet, and I do have a hotel reservation at this cute little hotel that's over kind of by the airport. I did that for convenience's sake, and I just wanted to have a place to land in a country that I'm unfamiliar with. So this particular hotel, it's cute. I don't I don't love it. It's okay. The price is reasonable, but I like it also not only for the convenience of it being so close to the airport, but it's not in the major city. I could take a train into the major city, but I'm kind of a suburb kind of girl, and this looks like a cute town, not city, not too rural either. And just in case I change my mind, it has, free cancellation the day before. So I really like made those plans flexible. Do I really need 3 days alone in the Netherlands? I don't know. But let me back up and tell a little story. Remember, I just mentioned Sheila, and I was going to have lunch with Sheila. Well, about 5 years ago, when I was doing the Shiny show, she offered to give me a reading, and she just a free one. And one of the things she told me was that I would connect with Michael in a place that had windmills. And let me keep going back to that same time that um, it was a trance channeling. Heather trance channeled Fairy Girl for me. And she said in about 4 or 5 years, I would connect with Michael. And, and back then, I don't remember which date it was. I don't remember anything, but all I remember is counting out 4 to 5 years. And that would be when I was 51 and a half. I am 51 and a half. I'll turn 52 in about 4 or 5 months, 5 or 6 months. Yeah, 6 months. Oh my God, I'm 51 and a half, like almost right now. Whoa. So I, I can't believe the way that it just like, I mean, it really did. I got over my shit with my man, found Simone's house. It really wasn't a mission, but it kind of like felt like the end of an era in a way. And so I was really like, what's next? What's next? And then this plan to go to Europe just really dominoed too. It snowballed. So I don't know if I'm going to see Michael or not, but I wrote him the third week of October, and it was very short and sweet. All it said was, I'm gonna be on your side of the planet. I'm not gonna be too far from you, because one of the reasons I am going to Amsterdam is because every time I've flown out of London, I get coach. And if I fly for free, I want fucking first class. It's a huge difference. I mean, if you're just flying 3 hours away, it's nice. If you're flying 12 hours away or whatever, it's a huge difference. You can sleep, your body can acclimate to the new time zone a little bit better. You get served. It is luxury compared to coach, which is horrible. And so even in Brussels, so when I fly out of Brussels, I get first class, but I have to, there's a layover in Washington, D.C. And out of Amsterdam, there is no layover. And there's so many first class seats available. So that's my goal. I will pay the extra money and take the extra time to take a train or even fly to Amsterdam in order to get on that flight back to the US. I want to be 12 hours on first class. I don't want to be 12 hours in coach. Hell no. So anyway, that's one of my reasons for going there. But the other reason is I'm hoping to connect with Michael. But it's been, I don't know how many days because it's hard for me. Saturday, it's been like 10 days or something, and he hasn't even read my message. This is a man, whether he realizes it or not, that has kept me waiting and kept me on my toes for years, years. I don't know if he hasn't seen my message, that it's, I mean, I know he hasn't read it. I don't know if he's just like been off of Facebook. I think he's seen it. Maybe I scared him off. Maybe he doesn't want to deal with me. Maybe he's afraid of it. Maybe he doesn't want to see me. Maybe I don't even know. Maybe he truly just doesn't even know that there's a message for him sitting in the inbox. But who stays on Facebook 10 days in a row? He, if anybody, it's him. He'd be the one to do it. So watch him not even like open that message till I'm halfway through Europe. Well, those plans are flexible, so I can either go home early, stay late, change my reservation to somewhere else. I don't know. And just for the record, my husband knows. He knows everything. He knows about, oh, in fact, he's so sweet. I asked him if I could borrow against my inheritance this big chunk of change. And he said, you know what, baby, I'll pay for your eyes. I'll pay for them. And I said, no, I won't hear of it. I'll pay you. But I know how he is. If the time ever comes that I do try to hand him the money, he won't take it. Oh, and did I tell you? I forgot to tell you. It's like 8 grand here, but over in Prague, it's like 3 grand. Not only that, they could do other stuff. They do stuff I'm not interested in, like, what do you call it? Gastric bypass. At one point, that's something I fantasized about, but I'm not even there anymore. I am not I'm not satisfied with my body where it's at, but I absolutely have no shame, which is kind of a bummer. I mean, my body's not where I would like for it to be, but I bet it never will be. So, you know, I guess I'll just see him chubby. He'll get sweatshirt me. Sorry, he gets sweatshirt me like everybody else. All you people in Europe, you're getting sweatshirt Carrie. Maybe I'll like bring one nice outfit. We'll see. Um, okay, so what else? What else? $3,000. Oh, so they do beauty stuff there. Remember? I don't want to bonk my microphone again, but you can see it. This one's so much worse. It's the camera angle saves me. But this is such a puffy part. They look the same. Well, see how one just looks a little bit worse? In person, it's a real big bump. Like like it's abnormal, like something exploded in there. And that surgery cost about $4,000 or $5,000 here to fix that for both eyes. Why do one? But over there, it's only like $900. And because I'm such a master manifester, I'm going to manifest money and time, and I'm going to go back there. I'm going to reverse myself. I swear I am. Okay, so let me give you a few more juicy details about Michael. I'm sorry I'm all over this. I mean, this video. I don't know how juicy these are, and I'm going to keep part of it private, just for myself. But I've been volunteering to help Sheila in her group. I think I told you that, and let them read me. And there was something else. I think maybe I even bought a reading from her because I'm trusting spirit again. However, I'm not dependent on the messages. I understand that energy shift and paths can change, and the message you're getting is only applicable to the vibration that you're at that moment. So I can fluctuate. I can probably bounce to back to a similar vibration, but I'm not always there. Anyway, I'm trying to say that I'm not dependent, and I don't like buy into them 100%, because even with the best medium on the planet that got 100% accuracy, I was still shift. So, or I could possibly still shift. So nothing is ever written in stone. But one of the messages I got as a bonus was she channeled Michael's higher self, Margello, for me, and gave me this beautiful message that really helped me understand. I mean, it still feels like nothing's going to happen. Like I'm not even going to see him again. Just the way he fell off the earth and doesn't, won't even open or hasn't. I won't say won't. I don't know what his reasons are. But it helped me understand our path. I've heard our path many times, that we will, come together and pull apart and always just come back into each other's orbit when we need one another. However, I've also been told that after this next meeting that we will be the best of friends. So I don't know if we'll be pulled apart again, or if we'll be allowed to maintain a friendship. What does that mean? Does it mean that we'll always be friends but come together romantically sometimes? I mean, what does it mean? And that message from his higher self, it really didn't clear it up too much, but it did help me understand the pulling apart, coming back together a little bit more, and why it happens. And I think for a little bit longer, I'll just keep that to myself. I'd love to share it one day. So God, I can't believe this has only been 22 minutes. I feel like I've been talking for an hour. I am going to keep this short. I don't know if you can tell, but look at this eye, the one I keep fussing with is actually closed a little bit more. I have an eye infection, and I'm not supposed to wear contacts, but I decided, since I hadn't started my medicine yet, I could wear contacts for a couple more hours. I um I have pink eye, so I went to the doc and got a prescription for drops, and I need to clear that up because I'm getting new eyeballs. So this will be the last time I wear contacts, I think, forever, because I'm not supposed to wear them for 10 days because of the pink eye, and then I'm not supposed to wear them for 4 days before my surgery. So what's the point of wearing them those couple days in between? I don't know. So I think I might try to record. I got myself a little mini microphone, because on the airplane the jet's so loud that all you hear is if I try to talk. I'm gonna try to kind of shift my show. I don't want to lose my subscribers. So I think what I'm going to do is just rebrand it, and come up with the new name. And I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I do have a name. Did I tell you yet? I don't know if I did, but I'm not going to tell you this time, just in case, because I want it to be a surprise. So I hope I didn't open my big mouth. But my son came up with it. I love it. Because I know that things are going to be shifting. That too just makes me feel like I'm going to connect with Michael. I don't even care the context. I don't want to be apart from him anymore. He means so much to me. I love him so much. He's just such a part of me. I think of him every day. I look at him every day. His not his wall, although I've started to look at his wall. It's no secret I'm, trying to communicate with him, so I don't care if my name comes up as a suggestion anymore. I don't know. I just really miss him. And I don't want to take him from his family or anything. I just want him back in my life. So I feel like it's gonna happen, although I still am swirly with doubts, and I'm okay. I have a preference, but not necessarily an expectation. So no matter what happens, I will be okay. But no matter what happens, I think that there will be a shift. In fact, I have a really funny thing. I'll sign off on this in that I asked the guides, Lisa Tabert Fry, the one that did that Channeled Oz for me. I caught one of her lives, and I asked. I wanted to be just real generic. I was waiting for validation. Oh, I do got a really quick story. So sorry. First, let me tell you that I asked Sheila. I get to ask her a question or two each month, and I asked her, "Am I going to Europe in December?" And I wanted the validation before I booked this thing. The eye clinic. I had to put down a deposit, and I was so nervous to make that huge commitment. I was really want some guidance from spirit. And Sheila, she was just running late with whatever biz she had to take care of. So day after day after day went by, and I'm like, fuck it. I'm not waiting anymore. I'm making my reservations. So I felt a little bit proud of myself, and I almost feel like Spirit somehow, I like to make it all about me. Spirit held her up so that I would not allow myself to depend on an external source to make my decision for me. I did not need that validation after all. But I did get a little bit of a validation because I asked Lisa in her live, am I going to Europe in December? And the answer I got was not yes or no, but that I, kind of a yes, but that I will return with a new perspective. And that cracked me up since I'm going to get a new pair of eyeballs. But I do believe also that they were just being cheeky with me and that had a few layers of meaning, because how can you not go on an epic adventure like this and not come back a different person? So besides fearing, my body falling apart, I do have a lot of body aches with my fibromyalgia. I get tired real easy. I'm going to pack super light and do laundry in my hotel room. Um, Besides all, those kinds of fears of just being on my own in a foreign country and getting shit put into my eyeballs, I'm really nervous about that. Extra volume, please. I'm looking forward to it. How long have I been saying I want to go, 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 go? And here I am on an adventure to a brand new land on my own. Woohoo! Okay, so stay tuned. I don't know when I'll be able to record, and or either of them. So you might not see me until next year. I will be a brand new person. I am recreating and reinventing myself. And by the way, I've lost well, I did lose 20 pounds. I gained a pound and a half, but I did get to that 20-pound mark. It just bounces around like that. But I hit it. I did it. So I am on my way to reinventing myself. All right, you guys, thanks always for watching and supporting me. And I can't wait to come back and tell you what happened. Woohoo! All right, guys, see you later. Bye.